Hello and welcome to How to Track Your Gear Up students. My name is EJ Carrion and I'm so stoked that you're here. I'm not sure if you got here through social media, an email, searching the web and landing on our page, but I am super excited that you're watching this video. If you're watching this video, you're a part of a unique group of people who have to track students through their freshman year of college and seeing if they persisted through and that the Gear Up grant is working. And you and I both know it is, and the key here is to help us show that to the Department of Education and to our districts that what we did is working and that students are going to college and staying in college and graduating. So let's get started. So if you know about tracking and this is what we have to do, a lot of us are doing this for our very first time, as this is the first time we have to do this. So a lot of us maybe feel like this, all right? We kind of have no idea how we're going to track our students. And here's why. It's because the old way of providing program and services is no longer going to work when your kids are no longer at the high school and they're not under a roof where you can be there, where your coordinators can check in. So what you're having is students being spread through to different colleges and different classrooms and different times availability and where are they? So the idea of in person is very difficult. However, building something that is able to transition all your comprehensive programming into an online support and being able to track your online relationships will allow you to go from how am I going to track all these students while doing my other parts of my job. And so we believe there's a new way. So that new way will lead to making tracking less difficult. The reason why it's difficult because we're still in that mindset of how we were when the kids were in high school. But what you're seeing is that overlooked issue where you have other things to do as well, not just tracking students and seeing where they are. Availability and time restraints when students are no longer at a certain place at a certain time, you're going to have to figure out and adapt. How do I provide support to a kid who's maybe working and also has 12 credits or 15 credits in college? They're going to be available in odd times of the days and more time than less in the evening. And so our solution right now is a herd model of posts and messages, sending things to our kids, maybe via Twitter, maybe a Facebook message, or if you're using some type of text messaging device to mass text all your students. But what we really need to do to provide the data and to provide the relationship in order to help kids persist is we need to learn how to build online relationships with our students. So, as a director, as a coordinator, whatever piece you play in the Gear Up space, the key here is you got to be able to safely create an online mentoring program or an online advising program where you're able to put your mentors or coordinators or some type of caring adult in your student's pocket that's able to check in on a monthly basis, build a relationship, and allow all that data to come back to you and allow you to scale your time, to scale your staff, and to track all this online relationship building you're going to be creating while trying to find students through Facebook groups, through Twitter, through text messages. Right now, odds are is that coordinators are texting or talking with students online, but we're unable to track that data. But what we have done at Student Success Agency is create a software that allows us to track students more effectively, specifically when our relationships are going to be online. Modernize your mentoring programs, modernize the way you connect with kids. It's no longer going to be in the classroom or through them coming to your office. You have to go where they're at and they're on their phones and their devices. So we believe the solution and the new way to track students is by putting a caring adult in every student's pocket. Students also like this because now it's ongoing. It's micro interactions. It's customized. They know that they're not just getting a staple message that you're sending to everyone. They're getting someone, a caring adult, who checks in with them. And so what we see the most successful student to advisor, coordinator, mentor match is usually about 1 to 30 to 1 to 60. So that it's something you're mentors, coordinators, or whoever is going to be building these relationships can do. And so it also allows you to personalize the experience. So what you're going to see is an increased support because now you're able to connect with students naturally and allow your coordinators or the mentors you're partnered with to build a relationship, a deep relationship with your students, because your students are no longer just getting mass messages or mass promotion. They're getting a caring adult who's checking in and customizing the relationship and the messages to engage and relate to that student. What this leads for you is it allows you to be a fly on the wall and really see the information and the detail and track. You'll be able to be alerted when things like suicide or depression are being identified. You're going to be able to identify at-risk students who are at high risk of dropping out of school earlier due to the relationships and the conversations that you're able to build online and track. So you're probably saying, all right, how is this possible? How are we able to make this safe and also very data driven? Here's how, is that we use our proprietary software to mask personal information while allowing students and your staff or your mentors to create a personal relationship while using their personal devices. However, what you see is that a student uses their device, they text from their number, that number goes through our system, they get an assigned SSA number that the mentor sees. The mentor can save that number as the student's contact information. They can call, they can text, all that, and then still it feels very personable. There's no downloading an app, there's no extra stuff you got to do. It feels so natural. Very similar to when maybe you've been in an Uber car. The driver and the passenger are able to text, say, I have arrived, and it feels so native and natural, but your information and the driver's information is being masked through Uber. And so we are able to do the same thing for you and your staff. And what's really exciting, now all those text messages, all those phone conversations, everything is now able to be exported and given to you where you can track what are the biggest concerns, what is the biggest data. You're looking at every 200 students on our platform are doing about 13,000 text messages a month, back and forth with their mentor or their caring adult who's in their pocket. And all that data is going back to you. And also you're able to send information to your team to then reach the students via online. And so when you have control of the SMS and the conversation and able to be in control of that, you're able to simply export that information to provide big data results that you're able to upload into your software if you may use Scribe or you have your own custom social software. You're taking all these text messages, putting timestamps, when they were sent, who sent it, how many times, how long was the phone call, and you're able to put actual minutes to the impact you're providing via online. It's a huge value add, especially when you're tracking students. And it allows you to scale your time and your coordinator's time to actually reach every student. What we've been able to see with this is that on average, the mentor to student interaction is 45 interactions back and forth a month, and that 85% of students who get paired with a caring adult interacts monthly for an entire year. So imagine if you had 100% of your students on this program, you're able to have 85% of your kids, you know where they are, and they've engaged 45 times with one of your staff members, mentors that you assign to them. That is super high data. That is super understanding the tracking and data, and it allows us to show that Gear Up works, which has never been more important than now that we have to show that we have to show what we do is working. And so big data, big success. What you see here is that there's also 2x better student participation in group events because now you're able to allow your coordinators, mentors to promote this to their students via their mobile phone, but then they're able to check in, they're able to follow through to help the student with whatever issue they may have or issue or busyness they may come across when trying to get to a offering you're providing them. So this allows to increase participation, and more importantly, it allows you to to increase more time with your students. The national average a student gets with a counselor or advisor is 38 minutes a year. We're seeing that with having a mentor in your pocket, that's you're seeing about 5x more time advising, self-discovery, figuring out who you want to be, where you're trying to go. And so that allows your students, especially these at-risk students, feel like they have someone in their corner who's checking in with them. So I end this by saying that tracking can be doable. Tracking can be very effective. We have created a very seamless software that makes it natural for caring adults to be in students' pockets safely and track all that data so it can go back to you, so you can then export and import that to where you need it to go, so that you can show that your Gear Up works, that your kids are persisting through college, and that they're going to graduate. And here's the thing, you can't just track 20% of your kids. You have to track all 3,500 kids who started at the beginning, or all 10,000 kids who started at the beginning. When you're able to pit kids connected with caring adults, you're able to see high intensive data going back to you, and kids are more likely to respond because they know this is customized and unique to them. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any more interests, please go to our website at studentsuccessagency.com. We actually have created a Gear Up page that you can go to once you arrive under the Educators tab at studentsuccessagency.com. And on top of that, if you have any other questions, or you may want to set up a time to consult with us or figure out more about how this works, how you may could have access to our software, or how we can help you deploy an online mentoring program, please feel free to contact me at ejc@studentsuccess.co. Make sure you realize it's not .com, and it's EJC. My name is EJ Carry-On, and like carry-on luggage. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or my team, and we'll get set up and talk to you about what this could look like for you now that you're turning your in-person programming into an online programming, since none of your kids will be under your roof. So hope this was helpful.